So growing up in a community where there wasn't a lot of Asian Americans, I wasn't really sure how I fit in, both to my community as a whole, but also as a part of a young person growing up in America.
I was born in Lafayette, Indiana. It's pretty suburban, so it's fairly quiet. There's not much to do.
I was born in Fort Wayne, Indiana. It was pretty nice, but it was also a little tough. My parents were both restaurant workers, and we were in like a majority white community, so it was a little difficult.
One of my favorite stories from childhood was we were back in the Philippines again. So it was this huge family gathering, everyone was in red, there was like lots and lots and lots of food. And that was the first time I had ever sang solo karaoke in front of anyone.
My best childhood memory was when my mom would take me out to Marshall's. She would let me go see all the stuffed animals and just touch them and play with them. And even though we wouldn't buy them, she would stay by and just let me have my fun. And it was a really great time for me to bond with my mom.
So I was about 11 years old, or could have been 10 years old, and I was in South Korea. We were living in an apartment back then, and it was my first time learning how to ride a bicycle. We were out there, my dad and I, and my dad helped me by putting his hand at the back of the bicycle, but I remember my dad laughing at me, and so I looked back and there he was, hands free. And so that's when I realized, wow, I just learned how to ride a bicycle.
When I was younger, I thought my life would be, I would just be surrounded with family and friends, and I would just be really happy. I would say in college, I identify with the Korean American community, I identify with the STEM community.
Definitely the Asian Culture Center.
With the Vietnamese American community, I identify with the Asian American community, the queer community, the community here at the Asian Culture Center.
I think the aspect of the Asian American community is it's very wholesome and it's very family oriented, and once you know one person, you know 10 more.
One of the greatest challenges within our community is that we have to address a lot of misconceptions that people have about just general Asian Americans.
Because you guys are Korean American and because you're Korean, we're still different, or things like even within Asian American communities, you're continuing to see sort of a division.
A lot of times there's a lot of generational gaps, whether that's in communication, understanding, and I think that kind of transcends into a lot of the issues we're seeing today. For example, when we talk about civic engagement and why Asian Americans and Pacific Islanders have a low voter turnout.
I hope that we can all start to get to know each other's communities and become closer through that.